Okay, I get this question a lot. And it's an important question, and it's a good question. And it's not a real easy answer, but there are answers. So, people ask me a lot, how do I pick the right concealed carry weapon? So, first thing I ask them is, what weapon fits your hand? What fits you? Because if you have a little teeny weapon and your hand wraps all around it, I have a Glock 19 here, a fake gun. If you have a weapon, you have a little hand and you get actually this is a Glock 17. You have a little hand but you can't reach the trigger, then that weapon won't fit you. If you have a big hand and it fits perfectly, then of course that might work. So it's what weapon fits your hand. If you pick that weapon up and you can't touch the trigger nice and easy, smooth, you can get a good grip around it. You can reach everything on it, the magazine release, the safety if it has one, those sort of things. And you can manipulate the slide on the weapon. My mother's a good example. A Glock 19 fits her hand perfect, but she can't pull that slide back. She's 80 something years old and she has a hard time pulling a slide back. So that can be a problem. So you have to ask yourself that first question is, which weapon fits you? The second question is that weapon reliable? Now you can go get a cheap ass weapon that is not reliable. And it may even be dangerous if you start looking at the reviews and things of it and people go, yeah, every time you drop this weapon it's going off. So that's a problem. So I would suggest to do find the one that fits your hand and then go do a lot of reading of the reviews on it and see what kind of track record it has. I've had weapons that I thought was a good deal and I take them to the range, shoot them 100 times, they fall apart. Just crap like that. I've seen, reviews of weapons that if you drop them, they go off. So these are things that you don't want to do. So the first thing is, does it fit you? Number two, is it safe and reliable? Number three, the question you got to ask, we're talking about concealed carry now. The question you got to ask yourself is, how are you going to carry it? And a good example, again, here's a Glock 17. I like the Glock 17 because it fits my hand quite well. But the Glock 19 is a little easier to carry concealed because the handle isn't as long here and it doesn't stick out and dig into my side or print or whatever you want to call it. There's several reasons you don't want a longer handle for concealed carry. And of course, the slide and the barrel is longer on the 17 than the 19. So it makes it a little bit easier to carry the 19. So therefore, I choose 19 for myself. But when you're selecting, you need to determine how you're going to carry it and where you're going to carry it on your body. That is huge because if it's uncomfortable, you're not going to carry it. So a gun that you don't carry, you don't have to use. So that could be a problem. So does it fit you? Is it safe and reliable? And where are you going to carry the weapon on your body? The next part is, how are you going to carry that weapon on your body? Another good example here is, I like a gun light. I love a gun light. There's some problems with that when you trying to conceal carry a weapon with a gun light, because when you move around a lot, sometimes that light will come on, or that laser will come on, or whatever will come on and run your battery down. When you push it back into your holster, sometimes the light comes on. And there's a lot of ways to carry a gun without a light. When you start adding a light, the holsters, the choices get kind of slim on that. So think about where you're going to carry it and how you're going to carry it. So therefore, I don't carry a concealed carry with a light because of those issues. The holster gets too big for me to carry. I don't carry appendix. I carry on my side, left-handed on my side. So in the waistband, and that brings us to the next question. Are you going to carry out of the waistband, in the waistband? You know, are you going to carry in a pocketbook? Are you going to carry in a satchel? Are you going to carry in a backpack? I mean, there's just so many ways to carry. So you have to determine these things in your weapon selection. And then when you determine all these things, you have to find the right way to holster that weapon and retain that weapon, because you don't want to carry a weapon that every time you start to run or every time you move a certain way, it falls out, or every time it's the zipper isn't up on your backpack and you pick your backpack up, the weapon hits the ground. You do not want that. That is dangerous, and it's embarrassing, and it just shows lack of handling. So answer that question next, and don't skimp on holsters. Get at least a retention type holster that you have to go through at least a trigger press or some kind of button or something to remove that weapon. If you don't do that, I'm telling you, down the road, you're going to have an issue. Now, in the waistband may be a little bit different on that, and especially because when you put that on, you put your belt on, it basically adds retention to it. So just ask yourself how you're going to carry it, especially females. Females have a hard time trying to figure out where to carry their weapon because their dress, the way they dress, changes a lot. A lot of times they want to wear like a jogging outfit, and that's hard to carry. They want to wear a nice dress that fits kind of tight, and that's hard to find a spot to carry a weapon. So therefore they will maybe put it in a purse. And then if you put it in a purse, you're going to have a way to open, unzip, and then reach in and get that weapon out. And it's got to have its own dedicated spot and all that kind of thing. So it also has to be in a way that you can, if you're right-handed or left-handed, so that you carry your purse on that side so you go straight down and grab it and come back out. It needs to be quick. And that takes us to the last part, is how fast can you get that weapon out and shoot that weapon. So, and that usually goes back to the most important question, is how much are you willing to train on the weapon that you're buying. So you need to answer all these questions, because if you're not willing to train, then don't get a weapon, because you're going to end up hurting yourself or someone you love or something like that. And if you don't train, you're not going to be able to get it out quickly and deploy it quickly. So therefore, it's going to become a liability to you if you get attacked, because the attacker might actually just take your weapon from you. So answer that question too, before you even go to the gun store. Ask yourself, am I going to train on this? And I don't mean go to the little concealed carry training where you shoot a couple rounds and they give you a certificate. I'm talking about take some serious money and go pay someone that knows what they're doing to teach you how to draw and shoot. And I've already went through a video about how to pick out a good firearms instructor. But if they're not teaching you the basics of safety, handling, fundamentals, and then some good training along with that, after all that, some good practice, some good drills and skills, then find somebody else. This little concealed carry stuff, or blah blah blah, here's your certificate, that is just to get a certificate. That is not training to be trained to carry a concealed weapon every day and to be extremely safe with it and accurate with it and proficient with it. So those questions you need to ask yourself before you pick out that weapon. Okay, I hope I answered that as much as I can. I know there's probably more ways to answer that. There's probably a lot more things I could add to that. I just don't want this video to go over about 10 minutes, and it's right at 9:50 something right now, so we're getting close. People don't like to sit and listen that long. Go out and make yourself, your family, your fellow warrior better.